Gargantuan fatberg blocking East London sewer. An enormous fatberg was found to be blocking a sewer in East London. Wait, what the hell is a fatberg? A 200-meter-long fatberg, weighing 130 tons, has been discovered blocking a sewer line in Whitechapel, London. A fatberg is a giant mass of congealed fat, oils, wet naps, diapers, sanitary napkins, and other things that should not be flushed down the toilet or washed down the sink. The fatberg weighs as much as 10.5 school buses, or a blue whale. The length of the fatberg is actually 6 meters longer than the 244-meter Tower Bridge. Workers began removing the mass this week. 8 workers will use high-pressure hoses to break up the mass, then suck up the pieces into trucks and transport the waste to a recycling station. Thames Water officials said it was one of the biggest blockages they had ever seen before, and that it would take 3 weeks to remove. And that sounds really disgusting.
There's something down there.
Red IT balloons are popping up on Pennsylvania sewers. Pennsylvania police decided to clown around with the people of Lidditz after they warned of red IT balloons on sewer grates around town ahead of the release of the new movie. The Lidditz Police Department posted photos on Facebook of red balloons tied to 2 sewer grates, along with a clownish caption on Tuesday. If you're not sure why red balloons are scary, Google it. Oh, sorry, we actually mean Google it. So, in Stephen King's novel It, Pennywise, the scary-ass clown, happens to be a big fan of red balloons. In their post, the cops gave the prankster or pranksters an A for effort, but said they removed the balloons because it ain't funny. But we think it's pretty funny. Plus, police proposed people pursue post-haste Pennywise previews. They also advised the public to watch it with someone with the lights on and sound low. The movie is set to juggle its way around the world starting this week, and it looks really effing scary. Here's why you should never throw your cigarette butts into the sewer. This is the explosive moment when a man threw a cigarette into a sewer, only for it to blow up in his face. The surveillance video was filmed last month in Iran's capital of Tehran. It begins with a well-dressed gentleman standing over a hole in the sidewalk. The man empties a bag of what appears to be rubble onto the sidewalk. The man then starts kicking the rubble down the hole. But considering what's about to happen next, those lumps of rock could be radioactive waste material from Iran's nuclear program for all we know. Around 15 minutes later, our friend the smoker comes along. He casually tosses his cigarette butt down the hole in the sidewalk, and kaboom! He gets a face full of concrete in return. Amazingly, when the dust clears, the man manages to crawl away from the scene, somehow with his life still intact. We're betting that guy doesn't throw any cigarette butts down any holes ever again. In fact, maybe now he'll even consider quitting smoking.
Cooking oil in China is recycled from the gutters. Chinese authorities have battled to get rid of gutter oil in the country's kitchens for years, cracking down on illegal oil production rings since 2011. But now it seems the black market oil in street-side stalls could be used to power up airplane engines. With Chinese cooking being so heavy on the oil, some enterprising people thought up a cheap way to produce it, by recycling garbage. First, they scoop up waste containing used oil or animal fat from sewers, gutters, or dumpsters and take it to processing plants. After the mixture is refined and processed, the oil is repackaged and sold to vendors and small restaurants at below market prices. As reprocessed sewage, gutter oil contains carcinogens, which may lead to cancer and other health problems. But with the disgusting oil served up in cheap street eats, unsuspecting foodies may be none the wiser. Other countries have long used recycled oil not for cooking, but for industrial purposes, something China only caught on to in recent years. In 2014, Boeing partnered with a Chinese aircraft company to turn gutter oil into sustainable biofuel. After a Hainan Airlines flight flew from Shanghai to Beijing last March on a 50-50 mix of gutter oil and jet fuel, China might very well turn gutter oil into gold.
El Chapo almost tunneled to freedom again following raid on hideout. Mexican authorities may have finally captured the world's most wanted drug lord, but details that have now emerged show just how close he came to escaping once again. On Friday morning, an elite group of Marines approached a house in the Mexican city of Los Mochis, where Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was believed to be hiding. When the drug lord's men opened fire, a 2-hour gun battle ensued that resulted in 5 cartel gunmen being killed and 6 arrested. One Marine was wounded. During the battle, Guzman and his head of security managed to slip away into a tunnel beneath the house that led to the sewers. Resurfacing about a mile from the house, the two then carjacked a red Ford Focus and made their escape. But while moving north on Highway 15, Guzman and his head of security were overtaken by federal police and surrendered afterward. They were taken to a nearby sex motel and kept handcuffed until the Marines arrived and took them away. Guzman has been returned to Altiplano prison in central Mexico, the same prison he escaped from in July, while authorities began the potentially long process of extraditing him to the U.S.